Hi everyone, I hope you all are great. Today we will have subject and predicate. First, you have to log in using the eplusstudent.com. Click on your name, move on to language, add the grade free. In the chapter is subject and predicate. The lesson will be identify the complete subject of a sentence, identify the complete predicate of a sentence. Alright, so we will start now. So, what we need to note is that every sentence has a complete subject and a complete predicate. So, every sentence must have a subject and a predicate. If it doesn't have a subject or a predicate, then of course you know that that sentence is incorrect and it's missing something in the sentence. So, the predicate is literally the verb. Okay, so that's like the action going on in the sentence. Now, when we talk about the complete subject, it tells us who or what is doing something. So, let's say that we have a sentence and we want to know who is doing something in the sentence. It has to be through the complete subject that we will know who is doing something in a sentence. All right, so it can be one word or more than one word, okay? So it could just be one word that is the subject, or it could be more than one. So just like over here, we have some examples. We have she sleeps a lot. Now, she here is the subject, okay? So that is who is sleeping and who is doing the action in the sentence. So if you're asking what is the action is sleep. That's literally the predicate. Okay, so now it could be one word or more than one. The next one we have her friend. Now this is two words, right? So this is also the subject because it's telling us her friend sleeps a lot. So her friend here is the subject. All right, so we have her best friend. Her best friend is what? Three words, right? So her best friend is also the subject. All right, so it doesn't matter whether it's one word or two or three or four and above, but you need to be able to differentiate the complete subject from the predicate. All right, so just note that the subject is usually who or what is doing something in a sentence. All right, so we can have an example. We can have. All right, so we have Jane cooks dinner. Now, who is the subject or what is the subject here. Of course, we know that Jane will be what the complete subject because she is the one cooking. All right, so you can see that it's just one word and this is the subject. And predicate, of course, it is cooks. All right. All right, let's look at some examples. So you have to select the two words here that makes up the complete subject. So we have my brother shares with me. Now when you look at this sentence, you ask what is the subject. So of course you can see that the subject is more than one word. So it will be what? My brother. So my brother is what? The complete subject. Okay, so next off we have loud noises startle her. So what is the two words that make up the complete subject? So we have words loud noises. Okay. So we have one word that make up the complete subject here. Models wear the new clothing. So we have models wear the new clothing, and what will be the subject? Models are the subject. All right, so that's it for the complete subject. We'll move on to the test now. All right, so we have select one word that makes up the complete subject. Do share your answers with me, okay? Mice. All right, so we have mice squeaked softly. So what is the complete subject here? All right, so we have mice. Of course, it's the subject here. So the brown horse escaped. Three words that make up the complete subject. So what's the three words here? Can you clarify your question again, David? There must always be a person in the sentence. It could be a pronoun or noun, but there's just going to be something that helps you know that this is the subject of the sentence. Just like you saying, I did not like. I, there's what? It's referring to you and it's the subject. So this one is the brown horse. Okay, so Scott's dad chopped the wood. So select the two words that make up the complete subject. Scott's dad chopped the wood. What is the two word here? Alright, so we have Scott's dad as the complete subject. Our neighbor fed the dog. What's the subject here? You need two words that make up the subjects. Okay? Alright, so our neighbor here would be what? The complete subject. So milk spoils too easily. One word that makes up the complete subject. So we have milk here as the subject. Okay. Kimmy's sister brushed the dog. What is the subject here? All right, so we have Kimi's sister. Students raise the money. What's the subject here? So students is what? The subject. Sailors respect their captain. What is the subject here? All right, so we have what? Sailors. Okay, sailors. We frame the painting. What is the subject here? All right, so we have we here. So the president prepared her speech. What is the subject here? All right, so we have the president. Okay, so that's it for the complete subjects. We will move on to the next lesson now. All right, so we know that every sentence must have a complete subject and a predicate. So the complete predicate is usually the verb. So it's basically the action going on. Okay. The complete predicate tells what the subject is doing. So when you have the subject like I, we, a noun, name of a person, so it's telling us what the subject is doing. It is the verb plus any other word that tells more about it. It can be one word or more than one. So it could be one or more than one. Just like sleeps here, sleeps a lot on the weekend. So from this sleep, basically all these are predicates. Okay? So they're telling us what her friend is doing. So we have the farmer gathered the ducks. So three words that make up the predicates. So it has to be what? Gathered the ducks. This one. The woman taught maths. Two words that makes up the complete predicates. Of course, we know it's what? Taught math. Okay. We frame the picture. So it has to be from what? Frame the picture. Okay. So that's the predicate telling us what the subject is doing. So we can just move on to the test. Honeybees sting people sometimes. So, what is the complete predicate here? All right, so we have what think people sometimes. The dinner serves French fries. What's the three words that make up the complete predicate? All right, so we have serves French fries. The first one. The farmer gathered the ducks. What is the predicate here? All right, so gather the ducks. That woman taught maths. So, what is the predicate here? So we have taught maths. Grammar weeks are done. So what's the predicate here? All right, so we have weeks are done. So that's the predicate. Okay, Mrs. Newman's team won. So what's the one word that make up the predicates here? All right, so we have one. Students raise the money. So what is the predicate here? All right, so raise the money. The teacher sorted the books. What's the predicate here? So we have sorted the books. The news astonished everyone. So what's the predicate here? So we have astonished everyone. Okay. That bakes great bread. What is the predicate here? Okay, so we have bakes great bread. Alright, so that's it for our lesson on the subject and predicates. Can you tell me, guys, if you have any questions? Alright, so since we have no question, we'll end here. If you haven't done this lesson, try to complete this lesson, okay? Have a good weekend, everyone. See you next week. Bye.